guys, Teacher Amanda. I miss you guys so much and I can't wait to see you soon. So I'm making this video because I want to share with you my recipe for making matzah, so that way you guys can make it home together and have it for your Passover Seder. Cool. So the first thing you need to do is wash those hands, and I know you guys have been practicing, so make sure those hands are squeaky clean before you start. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to put the temperature on your oven for 475 degrees, and then you're going to take some oil. If you have a spray, that works probably better. I don't. And you're going to wipe down the tray that you're going to put your matzah on before it goes in the oven, so that way it doesn't stick to the tray. Perfect. Okay. Now for our ingredients. So we need 1 cup of flour, a 1/3 cup of water, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of oil, and a rolling pin, a mixing spoon, and a fork. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take our 1 cup of flour, pour it into our mixing bowl. Then we're going to take our 1/3 cup of water, pour it in. Then let's try carefully. Get our teaspoon of oil. Pour that in. And then our 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Cool. And I like to have a little flour on the side for dusting, and in case you need a little bit more if it's too sticky. So we're going to get our mixing spoons out, and we're going to mix this dough until it all starts to stick together. Get all that flour in there. Make it nice and sticky. Okay. All right. Now we're going to dust our cooking area. You want to make sure that it's spread out evenly. Okay, perfect. Then you're going to take out your dough. You're going to want to kind of mush it together, make sure there's no lumps, kind of like if you're packing a snowball or some wet sand on the playground. Yeah. So it is still a little sticky, so I'm going to add some extra flour just to make it so it doesn't stick, so that way it won't stick to the rolling pin. Perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it in half, because it's a little easier to work with when you do one piece at a time. Okay. So then, making sure that there's no lumps and it's all covered in flour. Perfect. So then we're going to get our rolling pins, just like we have at school. And we're going to start to flatten out our matzah, because you want it to be as flat as you can be. There's no yeast in it, so it's not going to rise. So you kind of want to make it flat like a cracker. Okay. And you can make this into any shape you want. If you have cookie cutters, or you can use your hands and make it into any shape, just like when we make challah at school. Matzah doesn't have any yeast in it. So nice and flat. Okay. I'm just going to make a long piece of challah. Matzah. Silly Amanda. Okay. So then once your matzah is all nice and flat, do the other side. Ooh, it's a long piece of matzah. Okay. Once you get nice and flat, you're going to take your fork. And this is my favorite part. You're going to take it and you're going to put holes all over the matzo. Now, you don't want to hit too hard, but just enough that it's going to poke through to the other side. And if you want, you can even flip it over. It's so long. And make sure that the holes are all over. And this way, the matzo will cook all the way through. Okay. Kind of make some music with it. Okay. So I think we're ready to put it on the tray. How long that is, huh? Put that on the tray. And once your oven is ready, you're gonna pop that matzo in the oven. And you're only gonna leave it in there for about 4 minutes because you don't want it to burn because it's on a really high temperature. So what I like to do is I like to put my matzo in for 2 minutes, and then I take tongs and I flip it. So that way both sides get a nice crispy brown color. Okay, we'll see you in 4 minutes. Hi everyone. So I just took my matzo out of the oven. It's still going to be a little bit soft, which is good because you don't want it to be too hard when it first comes out because otherwise it'll be too crispy and it'll break easily. But you see both sides kind of have that crispy brown color. So you just want to make sure that it's nice and cool before you eat it. But here's your matzo.